Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal particular channel here at YouTube, and welcome to another album of the week. This, of course, is episode number 70. So, this week's pick, of course, goes to the debut full-length album from Japanese metal band Double Dealer, and it's, of course, a self-titled album, and it actually just hit its 20th anniversary. Just yesterday hit its 20th anniversary because it was released on June 21st, 2000. Now, again, this is a Japanese metal band. This is actually one of Norifumi Shima's bands. This is one of his other bands that isn't Concerto Moon, which he is most best known for is Concerto Moon. This, and of course, even features Saber Tiger vocalist. Let me see if I can try and also pronounce this. Takenori Shimoyama or Shimoyama. Who knows? I probably might have butchered that last name. That's just my English, I guess. I just fucked most of that up. Anyways, still, this is definitely one of their projects. This is again one of theirs. Now, I know I actually had reviewed a Concerto Moon album on this channel. Right now, the name is actually kind of escaping me. But you know what? It really doesn't matter. Anyways, I had reviewed their album. That was from 2017. I had reviewed it, and from there, the reason I also got a hold of this one was because of, again, recommendations from my good friend Painkiller over at Force of Steel. He had, of course, sent me the Double Dealer album, which, of course, was from there, again, just there. And as far as musically, since I know most of you definitely are unfamiliar with Double Dealer, since for me being at least familiar with Concerto Moon and of course Double Dealer, there is definitely some differences in terms of the musical styles and all of that. There's definitely some differences. With Concerto Moon, it was more neoclassical, almost at times maybe bordering on symphonic, almost speed power metal, almost, or just straight up metal. It was definitely more, again, very neoclassical based. Of course, the last Concerto Moon album, or the album that I did review, definitely had that, but it was more draw a lot of influences from Deep Purple and Rainbow, to be exact. Where Double Dealer, on the other hand, this is a lot more different than, at least compared to Concerto Moon. There is some of that neoclassical kind of stuff that you kind of get with here. I mean, yes, the guitar playing here and there when it comes to guitar soloing is very similar to a guy like Yngwie Malmsteen. However, for the most part, this really isn't very neoclassical based. This is more straight up, I would just say more balls up heavy metal or hard rock, just straight up within that sort of vein. It's less symphonic and just, again, more balls out heavy metal with this album. Very much in the vein of really early Loudness or Anthem. And of course, classic other metal bands as well. I can even, again, I mean, you can still hear a little bit of that Rainbow feel, but more draws from like the Dio era Rainbow stuff. Again, you got a bit of that gothic feel, especially with songs such as The Enemy and Look at Your Face, which both have that kind of almost very Deep Purple Rainbow-esque feel to them. Though, again, The Enemy has more of a Dio era Rainbow feel. Again, just great stuff. But again, there's just a lot of very just balls out metal tunes on this album. I mean, the opener, The Long Way Road, to, of course, Pandora's Box, and of course, Leave As It Is Now, and Raise Your Fist. And of course, with the title like Raise Your Fist, well, it's what you come to expect. It basically makes you want to raise your fist. It's a fist-pumping speed metal tune that definitely would definitely please a lot of metal fans, and especially metalheads alike. It definitely has that sort of just straight to the jugular, classic speed metal, heavy metal feel to it. It's a great way to end the album too. But again, there's also, again, very melodic songs on here too. For example, like Primitive Life, Inner Voice, Too Young and Vain are definitely more melodic songs. Deep Blue Sky, on the other hand, is more of a straight-up ballad. However, it's a very well-crafted ballad. It actually has a lot of passion and emotion behind it. It actually just feels very honest and natural. It's a great ballad, and everything is just fucking well written. It's a great song. Again, with these 10 songs, there's just not a bad song on this album. I mean, even for at least 58 minutes, I still actually end up feeling like playing this album again because of it just grabs you from at least the very first track all the way to Raise Your Fist. You're like literally are just at least held back in the driver's seat. Basically, you're just turned back, and everything. It's just everything. It just has that feel. Just this great stuff. There's this again, not a bad song on here. Again, I definitely really draw a lot of comparisons to early Loudness with this album. And I mean, for those that are a fan of early Loudness and so on, you'll definitely dig this album. This is just a great album. Again, as far as the neoclassical stuff, also, I can even compare this a little bit to even Chastain, especially an album like Rule of the Wasteland. I can draw some comparisons to, but again, it's just all great stuff. There's just not a bad song on this album. It's just fantastic stuff. Since then, I know the Double Dealer has released at least 3 more other albums. The following year, they released an album called Deride on the Top. In 2005, they released an album called Fate and Destiny. And then in 2007, they released Desert of Lost Souls. I also forgot to even mention that in 2006, they released both a live album and video titled Fire and Destiny Tour 2005 live in Osaka. And then, of course, the same year, live in Tokyo Fire and Destiny Tour. It could be at least maybe the same set list. So that's pretty much about it. They are still active. They were active at least from 2000 to 2001 and 2005 to 2007. And of course, in 2015, they basically seems to be permanent since 2015. But really, I would love to hear another album from this. I know as far as when it comes to Concerto Moon, I don't know if they kept the guy, but I know that the previous singer that they had, who of course was on the album that I had reviewed, had left, and they had got some guy named Watt Hagar. And the thing is, I'm not a fan of that guy's vocal style. I am not completely a fan, and I have no clue. So, but to be quite honest, I really would love to hear more Double Dealer stuff. I really would love to hear more from this stuff. I know it'd be great. This is definitely just great straight up heavy metal with them. Again, times that has more hard rock, and at times maybe some bluesier stuff here and there. It's just great all around metal rock. So again, if you definitely dig the aforementioned bands, this is a great album to definitely check out. There is just nothing here that I definitely again, it's also I can recommend. So with that, again, if you want to actually end up picking up a copy of this album, again, this is for at least Japanese, since of course it's most of these are Japanese CD releases. You know what? Normally they tend to be very pricey in terms of again, as far as the price is concerned. But the thing is, with these albums, you can find these relatively cheap. You can find these at least maybe $2 or $5 at least on Amazon, Discogs, and maybe eBay. As far as CD Japan, I think you'll still find a really good price there too. Again, these are not the most expensive items, and to be quite honest, it should be very much a win-win for most of those. Again, if you really dig the stuff that I had mentioned, if this is, again, I recommend checking this band out. And again, if you really like some of this, again, the price shouldn't be a hassle for you. It's very cheap. You definitely can get this. So with that, definitely enjoy. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. This is Every Thrash Head Sam out, and I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.